You can't seem to let go of your material world. I need you to listen up. You're caught up in materialism. You say you are conscious. You say that you have spiritually evolved, yet you can't stop going to the club. You say that you are spiritually awakened, but yet you can't give up that outfit. You can't give up fried chicken. You can't give up designer clothes. You say that you are evolved, but yet you are still being controlled by your very own materialism. You are addicted to the material world. Yes, you. Just go ahead and say that. Admit that to yourself. No one else. It's all about you admitting this to yourself. You understand? You are addicted to the material world. Therefore, there is no way possible that you can evolve, because you will not let your ego self be destroyed. You say that you have evolved to a new person. You know, you are this fake woke person. We don't use that terminology. But this is what your psyche fits into, the woke category. What does that even mean? You say, oh, you're conscious. You've been activated. Are you really activated? Do you know what it means to be spiritually activated? Do you know what it means for all of your spiritual abilities to come online? Do you know how it feels? You say all of these things, but yet you can't seem to let go of all of the things that you've been holding on to for this long. You know what I'm saying? You claim now that you're so conscious and awakened, and you don't eat this food, you don't eat that food. You know what I'm saying? You don't wear a cross around your neck. You don't go to church any longer. You know? You say that as a woman, you know, you consider yourself to be goddess. Goddess-like energy is what you proclaim to be in. You took the cross off of your neck. You replaced it with an ankh. Yet, you still are out here jumping from house to house. You are a conscious thought. You understand? You left the church after going through the things you went through. You went to what you call the conscious community, but you took your hoish ways with you. What difference does it make what comes out of your mouth if your vibrational frequency is not a match for those things that you claim to be? Energy does not lie. It does not matter how many scarves and garments you wear, head wraps, crystals. You don't even know how to activate the crystals. You don't know how to speak to them. You don't even know which element goes with which crystal. You don't know. You have no idea. You don't even know how to do properly spiritually cleanse. Yet you're conscious, you're awakened. You sit at home and you light all of these candles, but yet you don't do anything else. You do nothing in terms of energetic work. You know what I'm saying? You claim to be God. You know what I'm saying? You claim to be God, Master. You know what I'm saying? But yet, you can't even stop going to the strip clubs. Your lower self has a stronghold on you. You can't even let go of lust. You know what I'm saying? You can't even hold your seed long enough. You can't retain your seed long enough to even cultivate any type of power. You just all out here busting a nut, losing all of your life force energy, just letting it all out. You know what I'm saying? You don't even take time to recharge after you release. Yet you claim God. You claim to be awakened. You know what I'm saying? It's time for each and every one of us to be held accountable. Stop faking. Stop flexing. See, this that shit that you don't want to hear. That shit ain't nobody else gonna tell you over here. Everybody else is all concerned with telling you shit to make you feel good and telling you what you want to hear so that you can keep your ego. That shit ain't gonna change nothing. If I sat here and told you a lie, or if I sat here and told you all of these things and dressed it up real nice for you to soothe your ego, you would not grow. If any of this does not trigger you, then there is no real work being done. Change should always be uncomfortable. The mind of the conscious nigga, the woke nigga. Go back and watch the video Woke Nigga Syndrome that I put out a couple of months ago. See, it's all good, you know, when you attending the lectures, the meetings, and you can regurgitate information. It's all good when, you know, you can wear some jewelry around your neck. You can wear the symbol of life, eternal life, the ankh around your neck. But you're not abiding by the representation of the symbols. You just doing it because, you know, you just found something to replace it with. You found something to replace religion with. You still religious. You know what I'm saying? You still religious. Because you calling on everything else except yourself. When shit get real, you got to go to somebody else for help. Granted, we all need somebody for assistance. But when have you actually sat down closed your eyes and tapped into all this power that you claim all the time. You say that you God. You say that you goddess. But when shit get real, you don't even go and tap into your own power. You have to go somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? Or you go run there and run here. You know, you might even run back to the church. Stop playing with this shit. This ain't nothing to play with. You know, we all have to hold ourselves accountable. There is no one or no thing coming to save you. If you know that you still wake up every day and you can't let go, of some frozen ribs that you got in the freezer that's got you so fucked up, whatever it is that's holding on to you that you can't let go of, then you need to stop claiming to be spiritually evolved or activated. And granted, no one has it all figured out. There's always going to be work to do, a work in progress. But when you don't do anything, you look for excuses, you know what I'm saying, to keep popping pills. You look for excuses to keep drinking. You know what I'm saying? You look for excuses to keep pouring Hennessy, glass after glass. You know, you look for excuses to keep laying with demons in your bed night after night. You fucking toxic people. You can't let go. But you claim to be awakened. Yet you can't even let go of the shit that's holding you in the 3D. You can't even let go of the shit that's holding you in the physical. How are you spiritually evolved when everything, your whole life revolves around material shit? Your whole life revolves around third dimensional shit. It's okay to enjoy life. It's okay to live life to the max in the physical. But when you allow these things to govern you, that means you have not become master over it. It is master over you. A lot of y'all claim to be conscious, awakened. But man, if somebody took all your physical possessions away from you, you wouldn't know what the fuck to do. You couldn't even fucking make it without a cell phone. You couldn't make it without Instagram and Facebook and social media. That shit would drive you crazy. You might start going through withdrawals. See, the one thing about this life is the more you learn to let go of shit, the more you master your reality. Attachments is what keeps you locked into your ego self, which keeps you bound to 3D, to earth. See, remember, the key is to leave this motherfucker and never have to come back. Unless you want to come back. But if you still attached to shit when you leave, when you transition, when you leave this earth, if you still leave here with attachments, you still addicted to crack. You know what I'm saying? You still addicted to toxic vaginas. You still addicted to toxic dicks. You can't keep them out of your mouth. You know what I'm saying? You still addicted to nigga cheesecake. You know what I'm saying? I don't give a fuck what it is. Whatever it is that has a hold on you that you can't let go. If by the time you leave here, you have not mastered all of those attachments, then that is a cord keeping you bound to this earth. And you will be back again until you learn to let go of all of those attachments before you transition. Niggas is not who they say they are. You know what I'm saying? Stop playing with this. This is not a game. Again, you know what I'm saying? It's cool to enjoy material things. We are on the material plane. If it's something that your heart desires, get it. You know what I'm saying? Do it. But could you still be in a space of peace if that very thing was taken away from you? Is your happiness dependent upon what you have physically? Is your happiness, is your peace dependent upon shit that you can touch? You know what I'm saying? Is it dependent upon your fucking image that you think you have, that you think is you, that's not really you? That's just the image that you project to the world. Nigga, that ain't you. You know what I'm saying? That ain't you, nigga. You know, take off all the designer clothes and shit. Remember, I know. Been there. Done it. Take that shit off and let me see how confident you are. If you can be confident with it on, you should be able to be confident with it off. Take that shit away. I guarantee you most of these conscious niggas, you know what I'm saying? Take off all that jewelry and, you know what I'm saying? Take off the facade. Take off the hat. Take off the mask. You know what I'm saying? Park the car somewhere else. Stand on your fucking feet. And stand beside somebody else whose light is really on. And watch how fucking uncomfortable you feel. You know why? Because that shit ain't in you, dog. It ain't in you, God. It ain't in you, Ak. It's in you. But you ain't activated it yet. You scared to go in and do the work. You keep living from the outside in. It's time to get to work, nigga. Stop playing. It's time to really get to work. I don't give a fuck about all them DVDs and movies that you watch of Bobby Hemmett, Dr. Blair, Phil Valentine. Those are the master teachers, and we all learned a lot. But nigga, it don't matter how many you watched 20 years ago, 10 years ago. You learned enough shit to repeat it, but when it come time to doing some work, you don't do shit. You know what I'm saying? Nothing. You ain't putting in no work. You know, you're not doing nothing spiritual. You're not working with energy. You probably don't even know the first thing about what to do in certain situations when you're dealing with spirituality, when you're dealing with metaphysical concepts, when you're dealing with the unseen, the unknown, when you're dealing with nature spirits or the nectar, when you're dealing with all of these elements, you probably don't even know the first thing to do and how to start shit and get shit turning. You know what I'm saying? But yet you claim to be this thing. Stop trying to look the part and naturally become. You understand?